Hi, I'm Renee, and today we're going to learn how to apply blush and shadowing powder. That's also going to give you a very youthful look with the blush and the shadowing powder. We're going to learn how to hide like these jowls and those areas that you kind of want to not have people see. Our next step is applying blush. Make sure that you watch the previous steps of applying the foundation and the concealer and loose powder. So for the blush, you don't want to go too dark, and we've done a lot of work so far to get the face looking nice and smooth and to get rid of all of the red areas. So we don't want to go overboard, but we do want just a hint of color. Once again, if you're looking at a baby or a young child, you will notice they have that smooth, beautiful complexion, but there will be a little rosiness of the cheeks also. So that's what we're trying to emulate. I don't use the brush that comes with the blush. I have a better brush, and once again, good brushes and utensils are a great investment. You'll use them for years. You won't have to purchase them again. So put that on here. Then we're going to blow on it so we get rid of that extra. If this were daytime, I would just do one side of it, and that's all I would do. But if we're getting ready for nighttime, I would do both sides of it. So if you're going to find the cheekbone here. I know where mine is, and I don't have to do this, but if you're not sure where to put it, make a face with your lips. And that's going to make that cheekbone point out. Not just a little circle. So if it were nighttime, I would do more. Going back and forth, daytime, just one swipe. Don't get it up here in those creases, because we've worked to make them not show up, and we don't want them to show up again. This is a little heavier than I would normally wear it, but I wanted to make sure that you can see it with the camera. So after the blush, bronzing powder. This is another magic bullet for making concealing those areas that make you look older than you want to. Maybe looking your age, but you don't want to look your age. So this is just it's a powder, but it's darker than your loose powder. Now, the purpose of this, I'm using it not really for the purpose that it's sold for. Bronzing powder is usually used like on your cheek, on areas that you want to kind of accentuate. What I'm going to use it for is a concealer. So I have a wider brush, and then I'm going to squeeze it to make it narrow and blow on it, get rid of the extra. This is the area that we want to get rid of. See this loose area underneath there. This is one of the things that really gives away your age, is this little bump here that's hanging down. So to make that less noticeable, I'm going to put some of that concealing powder there, and then it could even go along that whole jawline. But this little area for me is the biggest spot right there. And do the other side. So once again, if we put something in shadow, then it is less noticeable. And I can see that line that comes down, and just put a little extra right there. I usually take my hand and then brush that up, get rid of the excess so it doesn't look too obvious. And that's something that helps that jawline look tighter, look like a straighter line. It's not hanging down as much. There's other areas that you could do that color. For myself, I don't put it in those areas, but I'm going to tell you about them just in case that's an area for you. If you have, for example, the tip of your nose, if your nose is kind of big, you could put a darker color on that area to make it look smaller. If you have pouches right here along the eye that kind of hang over your eye, if this area were kind of loose and hanging, you could put a little bit of that dark powder there to keep that from showing. I sometimes use this as an eyeshadow for just day to day. You know, not evening makeup, but just I will use that just as a little bit of an eyeshadow, just for my everyday makeup. So that's how to apply the blush and the concealing powder, and then the next thing we're going to do is our eyes.